What's going on, Knights Nation? I'm your host, Chandler Haney. We got producer Chris behind the camera running the show, and today we have a special guest. We have Brendan Williams, first year student here at BU.
How's it going?
Understand you are involved in BU radio to some degree, so just want to talk about that a little bit today.
Sounds good. I love talking about it. So,
Awesome. Yeah. So how did you get into radio?
so I'm in a band actually, and in radio every year, what they've been doing for the last couple of years is taking part of College Radio Day, which is generally where college radio stations across the country they put on like a little festival and have local bands and acts come
That's
and
cool.
play and stuff. So my band, we played in that and we heard about radio um, because of that, but also through the involvement fair here. Um, and so I first started as a DJ there, and then I've worked in audio production a lot, and like I produced my own album and stuff like that with some of my other band members.
Awesome.
So when our production director had resigned sometime in November, so I took that step up even as a first year to come and fill that role. So I handle a lot of the live stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
in fact, after this, I'm going to be holding a live show.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Love to talk more about that. Hold on. Did you say you're in a band?
Yeah, I'm in a band.
What's your band called?
A State of Being, I think.
State of Being.
Yeah.
State of Being, I think?
Yeah, A State of Being, I think.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you weren't sure.
No,
No.
that's what everyone says, and like,
Yeah.
it's funny because of that, in my opinion. My band member and I was in Vancouver at the time on a trip, and we were trying to come up with band names, and we were talking about like something with a reverie, and he was like, "Well, what's a reverie?" And I told him it's a state of being, comma, I think, and he
Yeah.
thought I was giving like an actual name.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. And then so it's you and another guy. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. I'm just
No, you're-
interested.
Yeah.
What do you do in the band? Like,
I'm a drummer.
Drummer.
So I drum. I did a little bit of backup vocals, and then me along with my other core band member, who's our guitarist and lead vocalist, we mixed and mastered the whole album
Hell yeah.
ourselves and stuff like that. So
And as your album, are you on Spotify or anything?
yeah, we're on Spotify, like pretty much wherever you can stream, we're there. So.
Yeah, State of Being, I think. Look them up on Spotify. So. Anyways, back to that's really cool. But back to the radio stuff. As well, what's it like being on air?
So, I mean, it's. I don't really know how to explain it necessarily. That like we're not technically on like dial, so like if you're in your car or whatever, you can't tune into like 89.1 or whatever,
Yeah.
and it be us. So it's a little bit different in that regard, to where you can only listen to us through Apple Music or TuneIn or
Okay.
like through our website or something like that. So.
Yeah. And then, what do you do on your radio show? What is your gist of like?
So it's different for everyone. For me, I used to just like go in there and pretty much just play stuff off of my phone. But since I took the sleep up to production director, I wanted to really like make a name for myself is kind of the wrong saying, but like I wanted to do something that would help the community, the music community anyways, here in Lexington and here in Louisville, or Lexington where I'm from, and then Louisville here, of course. So now what I do is I hold a live event, a live show where bands come in and they play a couple songs, we do interviews, stuff like that. I'm about to have a jazz band from Lexington. I believe they're here actually, and our station manager, Rosanna, she's taking care of them for right now.
Oh,
so.
that's awesome. Yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
Didn't know you had such big plans, but kind of how do you get how do you get in contact with the people that you're gonna have, the bands that you're gonna have come and perform for your show? Like, what's this recruiting process look like for that?
So for me, a lot of these bands that have been coming on for the last month or so, which I hold one or two a weekend. All of these bands I found through either Bellarmine, that they're Bellarmine alumni bands, or they were in radio or something like that here, or like my band knows them because in Lexington we have this like group chat with like I can't name them.
Yeah.
Like I can't number the amount that are in there, but there's a lot of bands in there, and I sent in there. I was like, hey, if you all would be interested in coming and playing live on the radio, I'm starting this up in Louisville. Just hit me up, and if y'all are interested, I'll get y'all in. And I had over 50 bands respond in like 2.5 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. So, kind of, what's been your favorite part of this, like, whole radio show experience thing you're doing?
For me, well, I'm going to take a couple different approaches to this.
Go ahead, yeah.
For me personally, it's a portfolio builder. I can put this on my resume that I know how to run stuff,
For sure.
that, I have real experience in audio tech work and stuff like that. And even though I'm not like a music technology major or anything, like if I wanted to continue being in radio, I could use this, or if, really in any like production job, this would be great on a resume.
Oh, for sure.
In a portfolio and stuff like that. From like my band's standpoint, it's good for us because we know we have all these connections now because of me. So like if we want to go play with some people, I can be like, hey, you were on my show at one point. Do you want to be on a bill together? And then from the more selfless and like radio side of this, it's building the music community in these local scenes and connecting Lexington and Louisville. I mean, I've had a ton of bands. I think we've had 5 or 6 bands on now over the last month or so, and almost all of them, if they're from Lexington, they're like, hey, you should send us some bands that are up in Louisville so that we can, get to know them some. And then if they're from Louisville, they're like, hey, you're from Lexington, your band's like from Lexington, you should get us in contact with some of them. So it's really like interconnecting these music scenes a lot more. That's like really important for me.
Oh yeah, I love that. And then what is like the hardest part of this to you?
The hardest part is always getting started. I mean, you
Right.
can say that in a ton of different ways, like going to the gym or something like that. The hardest part's getting started, or,
Right.
or stuff like that. I would say right now the hardest part is just the equipment, like portion of this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the equipment that we're using is personal inventory and stuff like that. Like radio itself doesn't own a lot of live equipment, so I'm having to and like we're starting to move away from that. We're buying some new mics and stuff like that, which is great. So,
Right.
But I would say that's probably the hardest part because I can really only tell bands, hey, we've got 5 or 6 mics or something like that. If you need anything else, you have to bring it in. And I know that's
Right.
not always feasible for bands and stuff like that. So
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I just lost it while you were talking.
You're all
but
good.
no, it's all good. What is like? How often? Like, when does this show air? And when do you put it up? Like, is it something you record and then put up, or is it something that's live in a sense?
It's sort of both. Sorry, that's our station manager.
You're good. No, you.
We air it live over a website, over like really anywhere that we air, it airs live.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had like problems with that where like, and that's just inexperience for all of us doing this. Is brand new to all of us.
Right.
Doing something like this. And we're working through these kinks time after time, but also in order for the bands to have like a good quality recording of it as well, I record it on my computer and on my DAW and stuff like that, and I send them the files straight from the board so that they can do whatever they want with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Last couple questions.
Yeah.
It's been great talking to you. Kind of just some more like promotional stuff.
Yeah, of course.
If someone else wanted to get involved with like BU Radio, or were interested in what you're doing, how could they like get in touch or get involved with the radio scene?
So if somebody wanted to get involved with radio, there's a lot of different routes that they can take. You can go on our website and you can there's like do you want to be a DJ forum or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then that form gets sent to all of the directors and stuff like that. And then you could also message our Instagram or Facebook or TikTok even. That, or you could email our program director, or you could email our station manager, being Caitlin Cook and Rosanna Peterson,
Yeah.
Respectively. And then if you wanted to get involved with this show, with my show, you could message me personally, and then you could go through like all the other routes as well.
Yeah.
And then I've also done some outreach to try and find people. Like I found Chris to come do videography work for us.
Right.
So like I've messaged a couple of teachers and just like asked if they could, send some people my way and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for talking to us.
Yeah,
I think
of
that's just
course.
about all I got for it. Is there anything you want to like shout out, like promote your show, promote your Spotify, whatever?
For my bands, go listen to us wherever. A State of Being, I think.
Yeah.
Go follow us on Instagram, all that stuff. We don't have like a TikTok or Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
And then for radio, just go listen to us. I mean, like none of us make money off of it or anything.
Yeah.
This is a club basically.
Right.
Or an RSO, I guess. But like it does mean a lot to a lot of the people in it that people are tuned in and they even know about us.
Yeah.
I mean, I would argue that like 3/4 of the students here don't even know we exist. Like we have our one little nook in the comms department. That's it. And that's,
I would even go further than that. Like,
I honestly.
but
I
it's
would
awesome
too.
what you're doing. Like, it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for making us part of your day. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, of course.
This is Brennan Williams. I'm Chandler, and